Ellie and I'm Stitching Bee here on Flosstube and also over on Instagram. Welcome to my channel all about cross stitch, crafty bargains and bees. Welcome along to Flosstube episode 18. It's lovely to have you all back again. And yeah, I've got another action-packed episode to share with you. My July statistics. I've got 2 FFOs, 1 new start, a couple of freebies, some Flosstube mentions, my Stitchy day with Tan, I talk about that as well. Got lots of haul, PDF and regular haul. Got my Nashville Needlework Market top 5 charts that I've selected from the ones that have been released already. I've also got a book flip through of this lovely book, Peter Rabbit Cross Stitch, which was a book that I got on Vinted. And I've also got some lovely Stitchy kindness, which I want to share with you too. Yeah, I've got some other finds as well to show you, which I hope you enjoy. So let's get started. So as always, we'll start with the statistics for the month. So this is for my July stitching. So yeah, I managed to stitch for 25 days this month. As I say, I had 2 finishes and kind of FFOs. 1 new start, and I didn't work on any whips. But yeah, I'm really excited to share my FFOs with you. My first FFO is in the lovely Cross Stitch in the Forest book by Pigeon Coop Designs, Max Pigeon. And I showed you the cover photo before of the chart. Let me just get to the page again. So this is the pattern in the book. It's called Rowdy J. And as I said before, I'm stitching this as a kind of sentimental engagement piece for my fiance and I, because we got engaged in Canada, and I felt to me that the Blue Jay kind of represented that for me, because we went to a Blue Jays baseball game in Canada and we also saw a Blue Jay on the day that we got engaged as well. So I changed this a little bit. I've changed the leaves to green rather than the kind of more autumnal yellows and oranges, because I wanted to kind of represent more of springtime than autumn. And I have changed the fabric, so I will show you my fully finished object. Ta-da! I'm really delighted with this. So I will zoom in a bit closer. So this is my little Blue Jay. I have used all the called for DMC threads, so except for the leaves, and I have stitched on a 32 count maroon linen, and I have finished it obviously in a frame, which I thought was absolutely perfect for it. The frame I found in the charity shop for, I think it was about £2, and at the time I didn't even put the two and two together as working well, but it was kind of a few hours later when I came home and I was like, oh my gosh, that frame's blue. That'll go with my Blue Jay. And as you can see, it fits just perfectly in that frame. I think it was meant to be. So I'm absolutely over the moon with it. I just put a bit of wadding underneath, interfaced the piece as well, and then laced it. So it gives a nice kind of finished look. And then as you can see here, I just put the date of our engagement, and I stitched that 1/1 because I just wanted it to be small. I didn't want it to take over the whole piece, but that's a little nod to the kind of sentimental aspect of it. And what I really like about this is that I guess other people wouldn't know it was an engagement piece. You know, it's not kind of stereotypically with the rings or our names or anything like that, but it just means a lot to me, and oh, I just can't stop looking at it. I love it. I think the colours and obviously there was a lot of negative space used within the design, which is so effective, but I did fill it in with white because it wouldn't have really worked on this kind of darker fabric. But I think the blues that Max has used are so striking, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So really chuffed with my first FFO. So the next FFO I have to share with you is literally hot off the press, finished it this morning, and it is a Buttons and Beads Mill Hill kit called Tree of Life, and it is part of their autumn series. And I'll just zoom in so you can see the full picture. And as you can see here, there's a button with a little bird on it, but I've not used that, and I'll use it for something else. And you can see that there's this kind of almost faded version of the pattern in each of the corners, but I've decided to not stitch that either. So I was not expecting this to take as long as it did. I thought I was going to get it done for June because I started it kind of mid-May, and yeah, I just finished it about 2 days ago. So I guess it is strictly a finish in August, but I'm counting it for July because I'm going to get it gifted to my my dad for his birthday. So I'll put a before picture in so you can see where I was at last time, hopefully if I've got one. And this is the fully finished piece. So I was stitching it on 32 count vintage country mocha. Don't know if I find that hard to say. And yeah, I wanted to do it as a kind of circular finish because, to be honest, I was fed up with the chart. I just wanted it to be finished. And this fabric is just gorgeous. It's like all little clocks. And my dad's a furniture restorer and works with clocks all the time. We've got so many clocks in our house that all bong at different times and chime at different times. So it's a kind of core memory for me being at home and being surrounded by clocks. So I thought for a special birthday, it would be nice to include some kind of nod to that. So that's why I've incorporated this beautiful fabric. And I felt it kind of correlated with the browns and the kind of darker colours in the piece as well. And as you can see, I laced it onto kind of circular mount board, and then I have glued it on to the fabric. And then I've completed it with a turquoise chenille trim from Create Nostalgia. And I just wanted something, I was just missing something, a little kind of, I don't know, so it needs something else to help it stand out a little bit more. And to be honest, my cutting of the circle wasn't perfect, so I thought I'll cover that up with some nice chenille trim, because chenille trim can cover a multitude of sins, I have learnt. So that's what I decided to do. And then I've just put the, you know, the cardboard bit back in, and then I'll use the point, I forget what they're called, but the bits that basically hold it in the frame. So I've ordered them from eBay and they'll come soon, so I can secure it a little bit better. But the frame is a Mill Hill one, which I purchased years ago when I bought the kit from the Nimble Thimble. And yeah, it's beautiful. Obviously you can see the beads that I used, these beautiful purple ones, and then there's beads in a lot of the leaves. And then there's beads in the sun, and in the moon, and then in the river as well. So I thought the turquoise chenille trim kind of tied it all together. And to me it also kind of represents the world. I don't know if other people see it that way, but that's how I interpreted it. With a kind of greeny blue, I thought it kind of represented that to me anyway, and it just allowed it to pop a little bit more on this lovely backing fabric. The fabric I purchased from a shop in Whitby, I believe it was called Dream of Dance Haberdashery. Again, I bought that maybe a year or two ago, so I don't know if it's still obviously going to be there, but as soon as I saw the fabric, I was like, I'm going to use that for a special project for my dad. So really chuffed that I finally got to use it. And yeah, it's all the kit threads, all the kit beads, and I'm just so glad it's done and out the way. And excitingly, this is why it's taken me this long to actually fully finish it, I have done a tutorial on my kind of, well, it's on my channel, but it's my spin-off series of Stitching Bees Create With Me. So I show you step by step how to fully finish this project, right from the beginning, from how you kind of cut your fabric, to how you lace it, to how you use your interfacing and your wadding, how to, you know, put the fabric on the back, everything. I give you kind of a detailed tutorial. So I'm going to edit it after I've edited this video, so it hopefully should be up by next week at the very latest. So you can apply it to any kit, I guess. It doesn't have to be this one, and it means that you could have a go at finishing pieces in a circle and then using some nice fabric or paper as the background. That's how I like to finish a lot of my pieces. So go and check that out. I'll link it down below when I do eventually upload it. And yeah, hopefully you can learn a couple of things from that. So next I'm going to show you my new start. So this chart I absolutely adore. This is by Love Poppet and it is called Whale of a Time. and it was on Love Poppet's Patreon, not last month, it was the month before. And I don't know if you can buy it yet in her Patreon shop, but definitely keep an eye out for it if it is available. It's only got 6 colours, which I think is incredible, and it's just absolutely beautiful. And Shell from Cheesecake and Cross Stitch is stitching this, Laura from Cotton and Clay or Butterfly Stitches 83, and Sarah Stitchy Bug is also stitching this, I believe. So yeah, we haven't got an official kind of Sal title, but yeah, it's fun to join in as always. So I have changed the fabric on this, and here is my start. So this is a 28 count pink even weave, which I have dyed myself. And as you can see, hopefully it's got a little bit of mottling in it, but it is predominantly just that lovely bright, vibrant pink. And I could not believe how well the dimensions fitted. You know, it was just a scrap piece, and it was just enough to stitch this design. So I'm over the moon with that, and it was nice to use a scrap piece of fabric up. So I'll just zoom in and you can see the beauty of the colours that Claire from Love Poppet has picked. So stunning. I went for the pink fabric because I wanted something a bit different, something nice and bold, and I felt that the pink within in the design would really pop on this fabric. Obviously the pink is very similar to the fabric itself, but because it's surrounded by the navy, you know, it doesn't get lost or anything like that. So yeah, I'm absolutely loving this. I'm using Pattern Keeper again. I haven't used Pattern Keeper for ages, and I've really missed it. Makes life so much easier, and it's just a joy to sit back and just stitch kind of block colours, but not kind of rows and rows of them, just, you know, little motifs. And I think it's such a clever and fantastic design. Progress at the moment, as per Pattern Keeper, is 469 stitches out of 4,207, which puts me at 11.15%. And this is stitched with all the DMC called for threads. The little needle minder in the corner there is from Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and it's a lovely little turtle enamel needle minder, which I love using my needle minders, although I don't really use them enough. I keep forgetting that I've got quite a few to use now, so it was nice to have it out on this project. So I'm really chuffed with that, and I can't wait to make more progress on it over the next month. Next we're going to move on to Stitchy plans. So as I probably said in my last video, the co-workers piece that I finished, I would love to FFO, but I haven't quite got round to it yet because I was filming the tutorial for the Mill Hill one. So that is definitely a plan to get that finished. My next plan is to go back to one of my whips, which I've been absolutely yearning to stitch on, but other things have kind of got in the way, so I've not got back to it yet. But again, it's another Love Poppet design. I'll put a picture in of what it looks like when it's finished. This was a stitch along, I believe, from last year. It's called the Dreaming of Summer Cell. And I was really hoping to get it finished last year, but you know, other projects come along and you know how it is, you get easily distracted. Well, I do anyway. So I am currently at 58.15%. I have done 3,196 stitches out of 5,496. So I really just want to get this one finished. So this is where I'm at the moment. So this is on a 32, I can't remember if it's 32 or 28 chromatic alchemy fabric, which, oh, the name slipped out my head now. I'll write it down below. You'll see it in the description box. But it's this gorgeous, is it Cirrus, I think it's called actually? It's this gorgeous kind of sky blue mottled fabric. I just absolutely adore it. And sadly Chromatic Alchemy are out of business now. So I'll have to find a nice alternative. But I love the design because it just reminds me of home. This is very similar to what our house looks like from the back anyway. So I changed the colour of the windows. I don't know if they were black, I think I changed them to white. And then I changed the door to that lovely bright green because that's the colour of the door that we have. And yeah, I love all the beauty in this design. So many gorgeous and vibrant flowers. It's just, you know, as Lindsay from Stitch Your Magic 111 says, it's just a dream house. absolutely beautiful with the hollyhocks and the big daisies and sunflowers. And there's so much more beauty to stitch as well in the other half of the pattern. And I really want to get this done because I'm going home in a couple of weeks, and my mum has got some amazing hollyhocks in the yard that look just like that, super tall. And I had a picture actually with my fiance standing next to one. He's 6'1", and the hollyhock was still taller than him. So yeah, they're thriving at home. So it just kind of reminded me of this project, and I thought I really want to get back to this. So I'd love to be able to finish this by next month, or if I don't finish it, I'd love to make some decent progress on it. So that's another plan as well. And then going back to Lindsay again, she's going to be a big feature in this video. She pointed out, or I don't know if we both saw it, or I'm not sure, I can't remember. Basically, Tiny Modernist have just released a new chart called Tea Goddess, and I saw it on Instagram, and oh wow, I was just totally hooked. I was like, this is me in a design. So I'll obviously show a picture of what it looks like, and it's a girl holding a cup of tea, there's biscuits, there's flowers, and she's got the most incredible dress which has got a cottage in it and lovely pink flowers around about it. So I thought I need to stitch that, I can't wait. So me, Lindsay, and I think Jen as well from Jen's Stitching Corner are possibly going to start this. I don't know when, but I think we'd all quite like to stitch it together. So let me know if you'd like to also join in, and we'll come up with a hashtag for it. Haven't got a start date yet, but I would like to start it soon. And I plan to change a couple of things. I'd like to stitch it on a purple fabric, I think, because that will help make the colours pop as well. And I think I'll probably change the dress a little. So the top part of the dress is quite a pale blue, but I really like the deep kind of turquoisey tealy blue that's used in the skirt. So I think I might do the top half in that colour as well to really make it stand out. And I might change some of the flowers from yellow to pinks or reds or something else. Because I love bees, and obviously yellow is a lovely colour to go with that, but I'm not as keen on yellow as, you know, a colour on its own. So yeah, I really can't wait to start that, and I think it's just such a gorgeous design. So that's by Tiny Modernist, and that is a PDF chart that I downloaded from her website. And then plan number 4, so it's actually my birthday in August. So every year I've told myself you can have a birthday start and it'll be all fun to have a new start for that event, but I've never got round to it, and I've always gone, well, I'll just stitch on my whips and, you know, I won't do a new start. Obviously I have plenty of new starts other times of the year, it doesn't matter, but I thought, no, this year I'm gonna have a birthday start, something small that I can easily do when I'm traveling as well. I'm going home in a few weeks, and I really want to just, you know, spread my birthday out over the month and just start it whenever I fancy, really, to celebrate my birthday. So the charts that I plan to stitch, because they're only little ones, so I thought I can pick 2. The first one is this gorgeous butterfly. This is actually a beaded kit, and it's from Wonderland Crafts, and I think I probably got this from Create Nostalgia because they sell quite a lot of their kits, but we have also ordered from a Ukrainian website in the past, so potentially I could have got it from there if it's not on the Create Nostalgia's website. But look at the beauty in that. It's just beads, no cross stitch, just beads. But then it comes with all the, obviously the wood that you stitch it on, and all the beads there in the kit. I think I'll probably paint the base of this. Oh, I can't wait to start that. I think it's beautiful. I love butterflies. And then of course, couldn't be a birthday start for Stitching Bee without a bee. So this is Bumblebee. And again, this is a kit from a Ukrainian designer. And that one is too. And it's from Zakia Stitch, I think that's how you say it. And we ordered it from a Ukrainian website, which I will link down below because the name of it has gone out my head. I don't know if it was like Merezhka or something like that. But I'll link it down below. And the price of their kits is just extraordinary. I can't believe that they managed to make them for, you know, how reasonable they are. Obviously there is quite a high shipping cost associated with ordering, you know, from Ukraine, but I mean it kind of balances out with the amount of kits that you can get for that price really. And then we've tended to do group orders, so if you're ever interested in that, let me know. I'm doing one for Owl Forest at the moment, we're just waiting on that arriving. And I've also done one for another Ukrainian shop for me and Charlie Feathers. So yeah, if there's any kind of shops that you'd like to order from, feel free to message me. And yeah, I'm always happy to do group orders. It's quite fun actually, and it's nice to see what other people order as well. So this is a little wooden stamp. You can't obviously see the back with this one, but you can see some of the other stamps that are in the series. Really lovely. So this one obviously is cross stitch, and I think it'll be a really nice quick stitch. Obviously I love the bee, I love the purples, kind of blues with the thistle. It's perfect. So they're going to be my 2 new birthday starts. So yeah, that's all my plans for August. I had to think what month we were in there. Next, I'm going to show you a couple of freebies, because as I said in my previous videos, I think it's quite fun to share freebies if you can. Gives a bit more awareness to different designers and allows people to see them if they've not seen them already. So the first one I want to share is butterflies, and there's a gorgeous kind of turquoisey tealy one, and there's a gorgeous yellow one. And this is from a website called Unic Stitch, which is a Ukrainian designer again. You can see I love Ukrainian designers. And I'm actually placed an order, as I say, with Charlie Feathers for the seahorse kit and a couple of other kind of sea themed ones that I've ordered from her. I went a bit crazy because I was like, oh well, we're paying for the shipping anyway, so might as well. So yeah, I've got some lovely kits from her that are due to arrive hopefully in the coming weeks. But this lady's Instagram, the designer of this chart, is Natalia Hansanka. Again, I'll link it down below. Sorry if I've said that wrong. But I was obviously browsing through her website and then saw that these patterns are free, and they're absolutely beautiful. There's a lot of beads and kind of extra embellishments in them. I think there are anyway, maybe I'm getting muddled with something else. But you could just stitch them with the normal kind of DMC threads, or make them into little ornaments, or give them as gifts. And yeah, I just love a butterfly. I think they're really cute. So I have actually ordered the kits, which you can stitch them onto leather key rings. So I thought that would be nice to do, because again, they worked out as just a couple of £1 each. But the free pattern's obviously there if you just want to download that and kit it up for yourself. The next one I want to share with you is called Strawberry Chart, and it is inspired by Michelle Rhea? Yeah, inspired by Michelle Rhea on Instagram, and her kind of main name is inspired by Michelle, and she is amazing. Like, you need to go and check out her Instagram. The amount of FFOing that goes on is incredible, and the quality of the things she produces, just everything's so beautiful to look at. Really, really lovely. So I'm inspired by her, as the name suggests, and I saw that Mama Loves You GB had shared this freebie, and I've always wanted to try making a strawberry myself, like the physical 3-dimensional strawberries, and I know Michelle was doing that for Wimbledon. But again, I missed out on that. I was busy doing other things. So I saw this free pattern, and I thought actually that would be a really good way to kind of get into trying out strawberries. So I thought I'd like to share that with you as well. You can get it from her Instagram, which I'll try and link down below too. Right, the sun's starting to come round now, so sorry if I look a bit pasty. But yeah, next we're going to do some Flosstuber mentions. So I want to mention Shell from Cheesecake and Cross Stitch first. I am obsessed with her last video. Her projects are stunning. She has changed some of the fabric up with a few designs. The one that I was really like obsessed by was the Christmas stocking piece. She's done the 2 turtle doves, but rather than stitching them on the black, that's the kind of called for fabric, which I was intending to do because I thought, oh gosh, they look great on black, you know, like the colours really pop. And then she stitched it on pink, and I was like, oh, might have to change my thought process on that. And I think she'd seen somebody else make them into pairs, which I had seen as well. Again, I'll try and link their Instagram page down below as well, because oh, they're beautiful. But I think she was inspired by the person that had shared that on Instagram. But oh, Shell, I am in love with that pink one. I think it's beautiful. So I might have to have a little go at that myself now. Being fully enabled. I have got the chart already, so at least it's not another purchase. So go and check out Shell's page. As I say, she's stitching the whale as well and has made really great progress on it. So lovely Flosstuber who has a wonderful channel. And then I'd love to welcome back Immy from Stitch with Immy, or Stitch by Immy, sorry. She is just back from quite a long break of having a baby, and Immy's so sweet. She just speaks so calmly and gently, and she's just a joy to watch. And she's shown some lovely projects that she's working on. She does a lot of kits and things. She shared a lovely elephant piece that she'd finished with the 2 elephants and the little baby elephant. And I just love that. Really, really cute finish. So go and follow her for lots more inspirational projects as well. And then I'd love to welcome Bethany from Ducks and Crosses to Flosstube as well. She is Sarah's daughter-in-law and has made an amazing first video on Flosstube, and she shared all her whips and showed a lot of Harry Potter ones and lots of kind of different designs that I've not seen before. So she's definitely worth a watch, and I can't wait to meet Bethany and Sarah when I go to the Big Stitch in 2026. The next one is Kat from Catkin and Lily, which I'm sure absolutely everybody and their dog knows. But Kat is really, really fantastic as a Flosstuber, as well as a kind of tutorial maker, and you know, gives loads of hints and tips. And I know she's got a Patreon as well, where she's got a whole community online. But just if you hadn't been aware of her, especially if you're a beginner cross stitcher, I think she's a really great person to follow. And she's got some amazing projects as well, full coverages, like all sorts. And she's also a designer herself and has got loads of cute little patterns with like little bits of backstitch and really cute little designs that I would love to make. And I've got quite a few of them already. So go and check out her channel. And then Kerry as well. She's new to Flosstube. She is colourfully cross-stitched on Flosstube. She had, I think she's got 3 videos out now. All of them I really enjoyed. I particularly loved her Witchy Stitcher piece that said about if you give drugs as medicine, the right dose is medicine and too much is poison, or I really butchered that, but it's phrased really well. And I was like, I probably can't stitch that as a nurse. And yeah, I'm not sure I would, but I thought it was really funny. It's got a skeleton on it, I really liked it. So she made a start on that and chose a really nice fabric to go with it that complements it beautifully. And she's doing the Emerald City Sal as well for the Wizard of Oz stitch along that Jen's Stitching Corner's hosting. So that was always good to see. Really wonderful fabric choice, and yeah, really enjoyed watching her videos. So welcome to Flosstube as well, Kerry. And then I want to get on to my Stitchy meetups with Tan from CXC by Tan. I've met Tan twice. She's up working in Scotland for work, so I'd messaged her and said, if you need any, you know, hints and tips about places to visit in Glasgow, you know, let me know. She's like, oh, you live in Glasgow? I'm like, yeah. And then she said, oh, we could meet up. Or I can't remember. Anyway, we ended up meeting for breakfast and had a really lovely time, got on really well. And then we wandered down to the Clyde and sat by the river and just did some stitching on the first time we met. We were going to go to sit in Glasgow Green, but of course I was completely unaware, or I was aware, but I'd completely forgotten that Transmit was on. So safe to say we did not go to Glasgow Green. It was, you know, all blocked off because of that concert. So we just sat on some grass and sat in the sun, well, avoided the sun, sat in the shade, and really enjoyed some stitchy time. And we also got free ice cream as well as we walked down Buchanan Street. They were giving it out for free, so I was like, even better, love me a bargain, especially if it's free. So that was really fun. And then the next day we went, or not next day, next time we met up, I picked her up and we drove to the west coast of Scotland, which is a place I absolutely adore. Go there very often. We went to Hearts and Stitches, the kind of stitchy shop in Greenock, which I've mentioned a couple of times before. They mainly sell wool and kind of haberdashery things, but they have got a stitchy little corner now. I'll try and add in a few pictures and a little video that I took as well, so you can kind of see what it's like. It's only small, predominantly kits, no kind of charts or anything like that. But they've got loads of dimensions kits and you know, kind of Bothy Threads ones and Maloka Designs, you know, all your kind of standard kit providers. So I always love going to visit that shop, and they sell DMC thread for only 60p. So I definitely make the most of that as well. So I just got a couple of DMC thread colours that I needed. Tam bought some 12 threads, which is shown on her Flosstube, and a lovely mug that she managed to get for an absolute steal of a price, because the lady minding the shop wasn't 100% familiar with the prices. So Tan did very well from that, but it was really nice to show her around there. And then we drove through Largs to Porton Cross, and I love going there. It's so peaceful and calm. It's got some picnic benches, got Porton Cross Castle, which is a kind of ruin, but it's nice to kind of visit. I think it's open just certain times of the year. And we just sat on a bench, had a meal deal that we'd grabbed along the way from Tesco, and just sat and stitched and enjoyed the view and listened to the birds, and it was just absolutely blissful. Really, really enjoyed it. And I think I'll see her maybe one more time before she heads back home for good, but it's been really nice to meet her, and we got on really well, so hopefully we'll keep in touch and have another stitchy meetup in the future. Now I want to share my wonderful stitchy kindness, which I got from 2 different people. So the first was from Kim at Stitchy Squirrels. She sent me this beautiful bee card. Isn't that just perfect? I love it. Stunning. So that in itself was lovely. You know, she put some really nice words in there, so I was very grateful for that. And then she also sent me some bee stickers. How cute are these? And obviously, like, they're predominantly purples as well, so delighted with them. They're by Natasha Charles Boutique. Some little bees in there as well. So thank you for Kim. Thank you, Kim. That was really kind of you. The next stitchy kindness I want to share with you, I was absolutely blown away by. It's from Stitchy Magic 111, Lindsay, who I kind of comment on her videos quite often, and yeah, I've watched her from the beginning of her Flosstube journey, and yeah, I think she's got some amazing projects, and go and check out her channel if you haven't already as well. And she has just started a Ko-fi shop selling hand-painted needle minders. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna definitely have to buy one, like there's no 2 ways about it. But she actually sent me one, and isn't this just perfect? So it's presented beautifully on one of her little cards, saying, hold your needle like magic. And I believe she's called this little bee Thimble Wing. And it's the fact that she's painted it on a purple background, so it's absolutely perfect for me. I love it. And yeah, it's a really decent sized needle minder, really strong. And oh, I'm obsessed. I've been waiting to show you so I can put it on a project. So I can't wait to use that. Thank you so much, Lindsay. That was really, really kind of you. And as soon as her shop went live, I was right there buying another needle minder. So I've bought the kind of Flower Meadow one. And there's so many other beautiful ones on there. There's like lots of other little bees with the different coloured backgrounds, and the little daisies and strawberry ones as well. So I don't know if there's going to be any left now, because I mean, I think a lot of them sold out within, you know, a couple of hours. But she's going to restock her shop once a month. So if you haven't got one now, definitely keep your eyes peeled for the start of next month, and you can hopefully grab one for yourself. And I'll link her coffee shop down below. So next I'm going to share with you my 5 top picks for Needlework Marketplace. Yeah, so I'll start from number 5 and work backwards to number 1. So this is just what's available at the moment that I've seen on Lindy Stitch's page, as well as 123 Stitch, and a few kind of Flosstube videos that I've watched as well. So before I start, I'd like to mention Lindy Stitches for her amazing I forget what she calls it, is it Stash Fest? Nash Dash, one of those. She has done an excellent job of keeping us updated with all the new releases. She shares videos quite frequently. She will share more as we get towards the end of August, when the Nashville Needlework Market actually happens. If you don't know about Nashville Needlework Marketplace, it's an online kind of needlework market where designers from all over the world submit new designs. That is like a wholesale event, so cross-stitch shops from all over the globe as well. People put in pre-orders, and then the shops will send out the hard copies of those new designs. So it's not open to the public. We would just order our charts through any of the cross-stitch shops that are partaking in the Needlework Marketplace. So I've chosen 5 projects that are my favourite ones. So we'll start backwards and kind of work up to my very, very favourite. So the first one is called Where Flowers Bloom, and I only just saw this today. It's by Silver Creek Samplers, and I think you can see why I love it. It's got bees, little beehive on it, and lots of flowers, and it's a really beautiful design. Would make an amazing drum, or a flat fold piece, or one of those kind of blocks of wood that I've bought from different places that you could put a bit of fabric on or paint it or whatever. It would look really nice, FFO'd in that way. So that's chart number 5. Chart number 4 is by Lola Crow, and it's called Acorn Bonanza. And I just think this is so clever. It's lots of little squirrels all playing together, building a kind of mountain of acorns, and there's a little squirrel balanced right on the top of that, and the other one's kind of looking up at him. And there's just so many other little details within the pattern. I've never stitched a Lola Crow one before, but I've admired lots of other people doing like the Extraordinary Birds, Sal, and all those different projects. So yeah, I would maybe like to try that. I think that's a really quirky and different kind of chart. Chart number 3 that I really like is by Keslands. I've never heard of them as a designer, but I saw this advertised on 123 Stitch. It's called Blue Irises, and I'm a sucker for irises. I just love the colour of them, like blues, purples, they're beautiful. And I love the kind of movement in this design. Like, it's so simple but really effective, and I was just really drawn to it. I think it's so beautiful, so I might have to buy that one as well. Then the next ones I saw on Flossability's recent video, where Lauren and Sam shared their new designs, and I thoroughly enjoyed the video. It's always a great treat to watch Lauren and Sam together and talking about their designs and showing off all the hard work that they put in throughout the year to make us some beautiful projects. So the chart number 2 is Jewels of the Jungle. Part 1 is the one I like in particular, but I do like part 2 as well. They've got a huge piece called Great Gathering or something like that, and it's got all these stunningly bright, beautiful birds in it with an amazingly ornate frame, and it is gorgeous, but it is an absolutely huge project and isn't one that I would probably stitch. But I was thinking as they were talking about it, I was like, it would be so nice to have, like little elements, I might just buy the pattern and just stitch some of the birds. And then the next thing that they said they were going to release is called Jewels of the Jungle, and it is basically the little birds, a snapshot of the kind of top birds that are positioned nicely within the design. They put a little frame around them, and it means you could stitch them as little smalls. So I was delighted when this one was shown, and I would really like to stitch this. I love the peacock, macaws. I think there's a flamingo in there as well. If not in that one, it's in part 2. And I might have to buy part 2 for the toucan and the little bird on his beak. So I'll put both pictures up. Maybe that'll count, be cheating. Maybe I've got 6 favourites. But yeah, really love that design by Flossability, so we'll have to go and buy that one. And then, my favourite chart from Needlework Marketplace that I have seen is another one from Flossabilities, and it is called Chalet in the Snow. Now, I know they have made quite a lot of other kind of seasonal designs, Cabin in the Woods, and there's another one as well, Strawberry something, which I do like the Cabin in the Woods one as well, but I hadn't quite got around to actually buying it. But the Chalet in the Snow has got a kind of French-Canadian vibe, and I think it's with, hand-dyed threads for the Northern Lights. And I love the Northern Lights. I was lucky enough to see them on my birthday last year when we went to York, and I just, I have a soft spot for them, and it gives me lots of happy memories. And then my new obsession with Canada, and you know, anything Canadian. I'm like, I love this because of obviously our recent holiday and getting engaged there. So I really want to stitch this piece. I love the little moose that are on the bottom, and you know, the fact it's all wintry and snowy, and I'd love to make it into a cross stitch drum. So that is my top pick for Needlework Marketplace. I love it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that, and let me know what your top picks are for Needlework Marketplace as well. And I know I said I was only going to have 5, possibly 6, but I also wanted to mention Gothic Bat by Yasmin's Made with Love. I actually bought this chart last year when it was released in one of the kind of Halloween bundles. I think I got a project bag and the chart, so I have already got it, so that's why it's not included on my list. But I just wanted to highlight that one as well as one of my favourites, and I really hope to stitch that. I'll put a picture in as I have with all the others. I would love to stitch this in kind of purples, like with the contrast of the black, and I think that would look really nice. So yeah, undecided about that, but it is in my to stitch pile as well. Next I'm going to share with you my PDF haul, which there isn't a huge amount. I know normally I go on and on and on about PDF haul, but the first one I wanted to share with you is called Flower Fairy by Stitching Princess on Etsy. Again, another Ukrainian designer who often posts about, you know, the awful terrors of the war in Ukraine, and it's, you know, really important to support these designers if we can, show them some love, and obviously, you know, she makes beautiful patterns that need to be shared. So I love this one. It's really kind of unique. I think I'd stitch it probably on a darker fabric, maybe a navy or something, but I love the pink, and yeah, it's just really cute. So I was really drawn to this one, and hope to stitch that soon. The next one I already mentioned, so I won't go through it again, is the Tiny Modernist Tea Goddess. So again, on my plans to start that very soon. And then finally, Glimpse of Sakura is by Quaternium Creations, and the lovely Charlie Feathers sent me the beautiful hand-dyed thread that she'd used to stitch hers. So I'm going to be using that, and it's gorgeous kind of cherry blossom design, almost like an ornate kind of window or something, really pretty, and ties into my obsession with cherry blossom and, you know, Japanese inspired pieces. Next I want to talk about the Love Poppet Patreon chart. The new one for this month is called The Jellyfish, and I love this too. It's really bright and colourful, lovely pinks that have been used throughout this design, and I probably stitch on maybe a blue fabric, but it's not in my immediate to stitch. The seahorse one I think will be the next one after I've done the whale. So yeah, it's always nice to be part of the Patreon, and I love seeing all the designs that she releases. She's really clever as a designer, and I can't wait to meet her at the Big Stitch as well in 2026. The next one is Liz Matthews' Patreon. I love being part of her Patreon as well. She has released a pattern called Summer Welcome, and it's a gorgeous bird sitting in a kind of big bowl of flowers. So that, you know, I love flowers and birds, and it's a perfect combination, so that's really nice. And I've been really enjoying watching Hello from Liz Matthews' recent Flosstube videos as she's shown the progress of moving to her new house and her new kind of filming Stitchy workspace. It's been really interesting to watch, so go and check out her channel as well if you haven't seen it already. She's got so many wonderful designs as well. Then I did want to mention Owl Forest Embroidery. As I said before, we've actually put an order in which we're waiting to arrive. I've ordered that bumblebee kit. Not going to share it here yet, but if you know, you know. And I'm going to possibly start that with Ditsy Daisy Crafts on Instagram and Flosstube, the lovely Pam. And we're thinking maybe November we'll start it, but I think it might be sooner than that, because both of us are really keen to start it, and it's such a beautiful design. So we'll wait and see. Depends how long it takes to get over here. So I've ordered the kit. I can't wait for it to arrive. Anyway, I digress. The other charts I've ordered from Owl Forest Embroidery are PDF ones. So I did buy the floss pack for this as well, the Blossom Season. It's a beautiful kind of, again, Japanese inspired design with the butterflies around it. It's really pretty. Love the colours used in it, and I think it's a stunning design. And then the same kind of theme I've gone for, so peach cranes. I love the peachy colours in this. I think the birds look really elegant. It's a long, thin piece. and I think that would look really nice on the wall. And then garden carps, I thought it has to go alongside the crane piece, so I had to buy that as well. Really love the reds in this, and I think there's like a lot of satin stitch and kind of speciality stitches, which are always fun to try. And then moon deer, I loved this when it first came out and kind of resisted buying it, but now I've finally been drawn in, and I love the purples using those flowers. I think it's stunning. I'd probably change the colours for the other parts of it because I would like it to be a bit more vibrant, but yeah, it's a really, really beautiful design. Then Mascaria is just a kind of circular one that I thought would look lovely on a box top. Again, just different flowers, really nice colours used. Probably change the fabric up, but don't I always? And then there's crocuses as well, which I thought would be a good kind of complementary piece, and would look good as a little ornament or again on top of a box. So that was my plan for those ones. And that's what my PDF. Now we move on to the craziness that is regular haul. And I've been really bad this month, you know, I just can't resist things. Basically, Gecko Rouge put out a limited edition Lorna Lane bee kit. And I know I've got the other bee, but this is in purples, and I thought it's limited edition, they're only making 100 of them, I need to have it. So I got number 9, you can see how fast I ordered it, and look at this beauty. So obviously with all Gecko Rouge, it's a full kit. I just adore the purple honeycomb, I think it's stunning. And look at the colours in that. Really lovely. So yeah, I'm gonna finish the other one first before I start this, but I had to have it in my stash. As soon as they say limited edition, I'm like, right, I need it then. I can't miss out. So that's probably my top pick of haul. Yeah. But then again, the other piece that I bought, again, is a rare dimensions kit, and it is open. It has been started, just a very small amount. But look at this. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at the purples. And is it a crane there? And the kind of orchids. And just this whole, oh, and the blossom tree. I don't know if they're irises. Oh, they're irises. Everything about this design I love. So this is quite a hard kit to find and normally goes for a lot of money. But I thought, it's my birthday, I'm going to treat myself. It wasn't as expensive as it can be, so I thought I'm going to get it. It's called Ravisanti Geisha, and it's a kit from, does it say the year 2007? And I love it. It's Gold Collection, one of the massive kits. It's got all the threads in the back there. And I thought I need to have this. So I bought it. So they're my kind of 2 big bits of haul. And then as we go on, it's kind of regular stuff. So I'd seen somebody on Instagram, I'll put their name down below if I can remember. And I don't normally buy cross stitching magazine, but I saw someone stitch the gorgeous bee out of these designs, and I had to buy it after that. I was like going to Tesco right after. First thing I did was go and buy the magazine. So you can see them there. And I love the other ones as well. I think they're beautiful. But the bee one in particular really drew me in. So I did buy that for that chart in particular. Next we have this from the D-Stash page on Facebook Marketplace. And it's Goose. It's a Stacey Nash design, one of the animal crumbs. I've got quite a few animal crackers, but I saw Periwinkle Stitcher, I saw Sean stitch this, and immediately had to get it after that. I've seen lots of people share the chart, but I hadn't actually seen it kind of stitched up, so Sean enabled me with that one. What have I got next? Well, I got this lovely little kit from The Works. Just a really simple kind of like £1.50 little fox. I thought it was quite sweet. I've got a few others as well, but not really to my taste. I went to a couple of shops at home when I was back visiting. Got some just kind of purpley fabric, and then they were selling these magazines for £1 each, so I got 3 of them. Also, when I was at home, my auntie kindly bought me these gorgeous tins. So they're Sarah Miller, and I love the colours in this, so beautiful. I thought they'd be the perfect Art tins. So this one just slides up, and I thought I could put my needles in there and it'd be good for like photos, or I could put beads in it or something if I was taking a project out somewhere. And then I got the little elephant as well. So pretty. So I was chuffed with those. I also found this lovely box in the charity shop. I believe they also sell it in Tesco, because I saw it in Tesco right after. But it's got a nice kind of lid on it, and I thought I could put some cross stitch in the middle there. So that was a good little find. And then I have got, again from a D-Stash page, the Brenda Gervais Mrs. Bun E-Tail, which is quite clever. And look at the little robin. I love that. So I couldn't refuse that chart. I also got another Brenda Gervais chart called Spring Fling, and it's a bunny. And I love it on the pink. I think that's beautiful. So this would be a good kind of spring, bright, cheery chart to stitch. Then I got some fabric, so I just got kind of white and cream, but that's perfect for when I dye fabric. And then I got this beautiful 36 count linen antique rose, which, oh, really pretty. Nice little mottling there, actually showing up quite well. So that was a good find. And that was off Vinted as well. I got some gorgeous fabrics from a new fabric shop that I found in Greenock called, put it on the screen if I can remember, and I'll link it down below. But they sell all different types of fabric, but I was obviously in there for the fat quarters. So got a nice pink, purple and a lovely strawberry design. Then I got this from Asda, was it? Yeah. Another Stacey Solomon one. She kind of gives me all these amazing finishing ideas, but I thought this would look great with a finished piece inside of it. So that's another little kind of finishing idea. Got this little Primrose Cottage Snowman 2023 chart that I bought, I think, from eBay. Really sweet. I'd love to make that into a little ornament. And I also got Cross Stitch Nation by Heartstring Samplery. This would make an amazing drum. But I love the idea of all kind of floss tubers in their little dresses, all stitching together. Really wonderful idea. Charlie Feathers inspired me to buy this. She showed this on her last floss tube, and look at this with the irises. I told you I'm obsessed with irises, and I couldn't refuse that chart. And I also love the lady with the little parasol. And then there's a couple of other designs on the back as well. And this is by Country Gardens to Cross Stitch by the American School of Needlework. And it's just a little booklet that I got off eBay. Another one I got off eBay is Ambiance Japonaise by Royal Paris. It's an anchor kit, I believe. Again, with the kind of Japanese themed. Love the colours with this, with the cherry blossom kind of flowers around the edge. And then Mount Fuji stitched in the kind of background there. The lovely fan in the foreground. Hadn't seen this one before. Full kit. Really pretty. Got these off eBay as well. Little Lizzie Kate. I went to stitch these for my wedding. So to say, love is best when you give it away. So that's just one of the Lizzie Kate snippets. And then I can't show you the design, but I got Swan Lake by Just Nan. And then I also got Tiny Garden Square by Just Nan. Again, it's just the chart. I got this Lovebirds pattern. That's sweet. And that's by, is it by Miss Crescent's Crown? Again, not heard of that designer before, but love that chart. And then this is all from the same seller. I got this Lizzie Kate one, I think you can see why. Look at these bee designs, you get all 3 of them. So be yourself, everyone else is taken. Busy as a bee, my needle and me. And then I loved this little one where you can just put your initials and put it in a little box. So love that Lizzie Kate design. Then I also got some 32 count Belfast linen, just in green and red. Again, that was just a kind of bundle from the same seller. Also got some pink, so I got fabric from them as well. On the subject of fabric, I also went to Hobbycraft the other week and they had 50% off Murano fabric. So I think it was £7 for the fat quarter. So if there's any left, go and check it out. I buy it because it's great for dyeing fabric, you know, with the dye-on dyes. So I'm always on the lookout for kind of reasonably priced fabric to be able to do that. So I was really excited to find that out. So the first thing I bought from 123 Stitch was this gorgeous sapphire fabric. Isn't that lovely? I won't take it out of the packet because it'll take me ages to put it back in. But again, Liz Matthews has stitched lots of pieces on the sapphire. And I don't normally buy fabric from America because it can be quite expensive. But this was for a good price. It's 28 count Lugana even weave and it's a full fat quarter. I was like, oh, I need that. And then I thought my Owl Forest bumblebee chart, I think might go on this. But I'm not deciding that until it actually arrives. This one is Our Love Story, Sweeter Than Honey. I love this. Again, I'm gonna stitch this for our wedding. This is by Silver Creek Samplery. Silver Creek Samplers, sorry. I love the little beehive, isn't that cute? Really, really nice. I got, after seeing Shell stitch it, Ladybug Picnic. I've got the bee still to finish, which I started with as a stitch along with Laura from Cotton and Clay and haven't finished it yet. So I'll finish that one and then I'll start the Ladybird. I got the Waxing Moon Designs Valentine Houses, which I thought were lovely. And then this gorgeous Snowflower Just Nan chart, which comes with the beads. And I'm going to stitch this as a biscornu for our ring pillows for our wedding. I think that's really beautiful. Those look like thistles to me, and I love purples and thistles. And yeah, obsessed with that one. Then I got this tattered spring chart from Hello from Liz Matthews. Really gorgeous with the strip of fabric attached to that gorgeous pink linen. And that's on my 123 Stitch haul. I'll quickly tell you about other things I found. So I got some just plain fabric from the Works, really good for finishing, as I've shown when I've done my flat folds before. If you've only got a limited amount of the really pretty fabrics, you can use that for the front and back, and then these ones are kind of perfect for the interiors. For Dunelm, I bought some more ribbons, and I bought the Christmas pack as well, £6, and you get all this ribbon, and it's really useful for any kind of finishing. I got this lovely little frame from TK Maxx, just for £2. That was really nice. Got a nice little piece in there. And then I found this other little cross stitch. Actually, I didn't buy it for the cross stitch, I bought it for the frame. But yeah, that was only £1 from the charity shop. So I don't know what I'll do with the actual stitch, but I thought the frame was beautiful. Really love that. Got some other bits from Hobbycraft that people might be interested in. These little mini potion bottles. Really great for like Instagram pictures and, you know, display pieces for Halloween. Also these gorgeous little booklets, potion books, should be nice to display for photos. And these lovely wooden mushrooms that I thought would be great when I do my little fairy display when I ever get round to that. Here's another frame that I picked up in the charity shop, and I thought one of Catkin and Lily's charts would look really beautiful in that. Also got this lovely chart, Lilo Studio one, and I just love the tulips in this and the flowers as well in the vase and the house. Yeah, I loved everything about that. So that's another one that I got from a D-Stash page. And then I'll very quickly mention these. Bumble Stitches, Nicola always said about making her lunar lapin and making clothes for it. And I really wanted to have a go at sewing. So I found these books on Vinted. So this is Luna Lapin to make her and a couple of her outfits. And then there's Luna Lapin and Friends. So you can make the fox and the badger and all these ones that are displayed here. And more kind of dresses and outfits for them. So I was really chuffed with these for only a tenner to get both of them. And I really hope to do a bit of sewing and have a little go at making some clothes for Luna Lapin once I've made her. So it'll be a while yet. So that's finally everything. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. Feel free to like, comment and subscribe as always. Tell me what you're working on. I meant to say as well, the giveaway for the cottage kit hasn't been claimed. This little railway cottage. So I'm going to redraw that on the video. I think it was 2 months ago now. So there'll be a new giveaway winner announced. So that's exciting for the new winner. And yeah, I'm so grateful for you all being here. Thank you so much for, you know, taking the time to comment and engage with me. I really enjoy reading all the comments and, you know, hearing people's feedback. As I say, I'm going to make that tutorial video. I'm going to edit it and upload it in the coming days. So if you want to see how I made my Tree of Life into a fully finish, you can hopefully check that out and see what you think. And it can be, as I say, applied to lots of different projects, not just that one. So I hope you enjoyed all of that, and I'll see you at the start of September, which is crazy to say, for my next Flosstube video. So take care, happy stitching, bye!